Smoking Cigars with Howlin' Blind. Hello, it's today is Thursday. That would make it the 5th. Today is Thursday, November 5th. Thursday after Election Day. And I would like to congratulate Barack Obama and Joe Biden on their win. My condolences to Sarah Palin and John McCain for their loss. But if Barack Obama and Joe Biden can do for this country what they say they want to do, then it's not McCain and Palin's loss. It's not America's loss. It's our win also. One thing, I was very impressed with something that Barack Obama said in his acceptance speech was, you know, this was your victory, talking to America. First, let me tell you what I'm going to be smoking. See this right here, folks? It says Omar Ortez. These are great little cigars. This is the Maduro Toro. I just clipped the end. Great little cigar. And I've smoked about, this is probably my fourth one. They're excellent cigars. This is going to be probably a 2 or 3-parter because I've got a lot to say in a very short time to say it. YouTube only allows me 10 minutes per video. I know I've said some rough things in my past videos, harsh ones about excuse me, politicians being liars, and I still believe most of that. Matter of fact, I still believe it all. You know, I still believe everything I've said in those past videos. But now we have a new president, Barack Obama, President-elect Barack Obama, and Senator Joe Biden. And I will say this. Let's put aside possibly for a moment the thought that the world is actually ran by the Bilderberg Group. And let's see if Barack Obama and Joe Biden can say to the Bilderbergers and the rich political elite, fuck you, we're going to do this for America. It's about time somebody did something for the people in this country. You know, we have elected politicians based on lies that they've told us in the past. We've elected politicians who've said no new taxes and watched our taxes skyrocket through the roof. Check out Freedom to Fascism. There should not be an income tax. But until Congress gets enough balls to put the IRS and the Federal Reserve Bank in this place and tell them you're not going to bilk the American people anymore. Matter of fact, we want you to pay back. We want you to pay back America for all the money that we've let you steal from them over the past, how many years, since 1913? 75 years, something like that. I'd have to do the math. But anyway, if Barack Obama and Joe Biden can do for this country what they've set out and said we want to do, I don't really remember hearing a whole lot of promises, which is very promising. You know, John McCain made a lot of promises, and so did Sarah Palin. And whenever a politician makes a promise, you know, I kind of shrug, because it's hard to keep a promise. Even if you have the best intentions in the whole wide world, you know, it's hard to keep a promise. You know, even if you have the best intentions and you are a great person. So when Joe Biden and Barack Obama say, here's what we want to do, I have to now, as an American citizen, put hope and put stock in the fact that they're going to try and to do what they say they're going to do, and that's help the American people. You know, that one lady who Florida who interviewed Joe Biden and called it socialism. That's not socialism. You know, socialism is what we have, basically, right now. They're trying to get away from that. And hell, I'm like this. If he wants to spread the wealth, it's easier to spread rich people's wealth to poor people than it is poor people's wealth to rich people, which is what was going on under George Bush. So I said, bring it on. Another thing, you know, I based my opinion basically on Joe Biden pretty much on the opinions of Rush Limbaugh back in the days when I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh. And as I said in a previous video, I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh, but now I've grown up. And so I went back and I went through YouTube today and I watched a bunch of Joe Biden videos. And I'm going to tell you, I think Joe Biden is a very sincere man. You know, he doesn't try to hide the fact that he makes a decent salary in the Senate. And he doesn't try to hide the fact that, yeah, I live in a real nice house. And I have a drop-dead gorgeous wife. He doesn't try to hide that fact. You know, I think John McCain was trying to hide the fact that he had 4 or 5 houses spread out all across the country. You know, you shouldn't do anything that you think might come back and hurt you in the future if it's found out if you decide to run for political office. And Joe Biden hasn't. You know, there's not really a whole lot on Barack Obama. And I'm going to say something right now. When Sarah Palin says Barack Obama hangs out with terrorists, okay, remember the definition of terrorist under the Republican administration, the George Bush administration, which is what Sarah Palin has to adopt. A terrorist in this country is anybody who says anything negative about the policies in the White House. Now, the last time I checked, and this was a long time ago, this was a free country. We were guaranteed the right of freedom of speech by the Constitution, written by, in my opinion, as I said before, the greatest men, the most intellectual men, the most enlightened men who ever walked the face of the earth, the guys who wrote our Constitution. I remember as a kid in school watching a movie about how in Russia, you know, if you said something, and this was during the communist Russia, this was a long time ago, you know, if you said anything against the government in Russia, you were hauled off, probably tortured, killed, whatever, and never heard of again. And how they were talking about, even in America, even if you don't agree with your politicians and your government, you do have the right of freedom of speech. Okay, well, it's getting to the point where you don't have that anymore. I watched a video of Alex Jones from years ago asking Governor George Bush a question about getting rid of the Federal Reserve and the IRS and the CFR, and they hauled him out. Ask a very simple question, and people were laughing. You know, you have the right to dissent in this country. You have the right to disagree. That's what a democracy and a republic is. A right to disagree or agree with your opponent. I mean, if it really, truly, there was no right to disagree, why have a debate between two different candidates to discuss their differences of opinion? Why even broadcast that on TV? Everybody would have to agree with the president. So this country was founded on the right to disagree. Matter of fact, the reason this country is a country is because our forefathers disagreed with what was going on in England and said, no more. We're not going to take it anymore. And they left.